Yeah, how's it going, Kritika? This is Michael. I'm going to listen to your independent speaking practice test number 11. So let's hear what you have to say.
If my friend doesn't know of what to study at the university, I would firstly tell him to go for a professional counseling. For example, when I was in my high school, I was really confused of what to select as my majors. So then I went to some professional counselor in my school and he had to select as my majors. So
you want to say what to select as my major. You don't have to put an S on the end of that word. Just say major.
Then I went to some professional counselor in my school and he advised me to go for science.
Let's go back to what you said there.
So then I went to some professional counselor in my school and he...
I would say who advised me. I would say at my school I went to a professional counselor who advised me. So if you use who, you're showing a little bit more advanced grammar. You're showing you know how to combine the sentences together using an adjective clause.
Advised me to go for science as my majors.
As my major, no S. Now, the example that you gave was very effective. That was a good example to help support the argument that you're trying to make.
And that time, I feel really very...
Now, you won't say at that time, but it's at that time. So you're pronouncing the T more as a D, but with the T, you have to force more air out of your mouth. So at that time.
Much relaxed. Secondly, I asked him to go for the science as my majors, and that time I feel really very much relaxed. Secondly, I asked him to go for science as my majors, and that time I feel really very much relaxed.
So really much relaxed or more relaxed? So your word choice there is a little bit awkward.
Secondly, I asked him to go for the subject of his own interest so that he can do best in that. For example, when I was in my secondary education, I took biology as my favorite or major subject because I was really good in all fields in that. So that is why I would prefer going for this option.
Okay. So then, let's take a look at the speaking rubric one more time. So this is practice test number 11. So you say, that is why I would go this option. At the very end, I would probably say, that is why I would give him this advice. It's probably better to say that at the end because that ties it, what you're saying, back to the speaking task or the purpose of the task. So you have a little bit better organization if you ended it like that. Overall, though, you did have a pretty clear pattern of organization and you gave some very effective details or examples to help explain your ideas. So I thought that was really good. Now let's take a look at the rubrics. Okay, so as I said, in terms of delivery, you had some problems with the T, maybe differentiating the T from the D, consonant sounds, so you have to be careful about pronouncing your consonant sounds as clearly as you can. Okay, looking at the rubrics here. Language use, you had some problems with that plural noun or that singular noun major, so you weren't quite sure whether to say major or majors. You had some other awkward or imprecise use of language, I think, during your response that made it a little bit difficult to understand. Topic development was pretty good, as I pointed out. So on this one, I'm going to put you at about 2.83 out of 4, 22 points out of 30 on this particular practice test.